We have done it, Conrad. We have done it.
This is not a tutorial or me doing what I actually completed here about cloning a drive. This is just information with some images as well. I'll just give you some backup information and some tips along the way. So I've cloned my first hard drive. It's gone successfully with a lot of snags, but I used quite a few help from people online, from Jay's 2 cents to Brytech to another guy, which there'll be links in the description. Now for some of the tips, there will be also links for some of the applications I used, like Aomi's partition and so on, also in the description. And another thing to mention is about the Windows 11. So one of the reasons is I tried to upgrade to Windows 11. Obviously I couldn't, like most other people, because of the new TPM module. So I have to use an old PC, and the hard drive is getting really full. It's very small, it's an SSD. So I got hold of a new SSD, and I got one bigger, because to clone it, you have to either have the same size or bigger, otherwise you can't put a smaller one, your original, into a smaller one. It just won't work. And with Windows 11, I've just found out that Windows 11 may just be an upgrade to Windows 10, because there are serious talking now about Windows 12 coming out as early as 2024. So basically I bought a few equipment that I needed, and I used the tutorials, as I said in the links, to go through everything and do my research. I'm intermediate, by the way, when it comes to computers, maybe bordering on the edge of advanced, but certainly intermediate. And so I upped my game, and I read and researched, and I checked my system out and cleaned it out of all major dust, because you don't want to be messing around, because I knew I'd have to move cables around. I did have a power cable, but I needed a new SATA cable and a new drive, which I've installed, and I'll show some images of that with the installation. They gave me with a new bracket but no screws, so I had to use 2 screws on the old one onto the new one, and it would hold in place, and that did the job for me. Then I cloned the drive, as I said, there's instructions, and I used Reflect 8 in this case. Macurim, I believe it's Macurim Reflect 8, and it's free, and I used that to clone the drive. Then I put it in, and then I, hitting snags along the way, and then the partition, and I didn't take an image like I said here, but I'll show you one here where it shows me how the old drive was showing 110, and the next drive, the clone drive next to it, was also 110, because all the new space of a 500 drive that I had was just showing us unallocated. So I tried to figure it out, and then I went, magic of the internet, YouTube, and found this Indian guy, Deepak Singh, I believe, and I used his really clear instructions just to partition it using AOEMI, and I just partitioned it really simply, and job done. Now you'll see in the tutorial videos, you might have to, the hardest thing you have to do once you get it all up and running is you might have to relog into everything, like your email account, your game sites, or whatever things you logged into. However, because I do remembering, if you do this as well, remember passwords and things to sign in, because I do it every day or multiple times a day. When I cloned the drive, and so far so good, and now I'm using the new drive, you can see in the images the old drive and the new drive, how it's increased. I'm just continuing away without having to sign into anything. So that's another tip. If you do that without having to log out of everything, you may not have to sign into everything again, so it's even quicker. Now it did take me a while because I had lots of snags along the way, which I won't bore you the details with, but basically the cloning was done in a day. That means uninstalling, cleaning, putting all the new cables through, cable management, doing the drive, working out, I didn't have 2 screws, so I used half the screws for the other drive, as well as having them to clone it, all the snags, and then the partition to make the drive, as you see in the image, now nicely full. And the old drive is still in there, but I've also disabled it so it doesn't conflict in any way, but it's there if I ever need it. And basically that's it.